This is one of my favorite places to be, this close to the fire. And it's, you can see it's snowing outside. No. Anyway, I'm making this video. Ocho working. Let's see what's today. Today's February 18th, 2021. Okay, I'm making this video today because I'm very excited today. I came up with a new plan. I got to move my energy off Facebook, but my group will still be on Facebook. It'll just be Rebecca is gonna put my stuff from Mighty Networks over to Facebook. So my energy is going to be in a calmer, clearer space. All right. Why am I excited? Not just because of this program that I want to make. Not just because of Course in Miracles. Not just because I have the best dogs in the whole world. Just like me. Because everybody can do their part to move us all forward. And think about most of my Renegade Yogi people, you love animals. You just love animals, and you can think of a time maybe you've tried to help a hurt animal. Tried to help a hurt animal, and it's lashing out at you, and in your head you're like, just stop, just let me get you across the road, you stupid turtle. Or any kind of a hurt animal that's like a snake, or trying to get it out of the road or trying to move it so it doesn't get hurt. And that animal didn't understand because it doesn't speak English. Thank God elephants have a higher level of intelligence and intuition, because a whole lot more human beings would be killed by elephants that they were trying to help. But elephants have kind of an inner knowing. The smaller animals that are more afraid don't have that inner knowing. They don't have that same inner knowing, okay? So the normies, the people who believe the mainstream media, you cannot help these people. You can't help them. It's not possible. Just leave it alone. Just leave them alone. They are like hurt animals that don't know that you're trying to help them too. Okay? There's all these different groups doing all these different things. There's people, sending videos around very quietly before they get shut down and pulled off all different platforms. Okay? These are exciting times. You cannot get mad. If you get mad, you lower your vibration. It's a total waste of your energy to get mad or to get upset. Those hurt animals don't know you're trying to help them any more than the normies can put it together that, they're totally brainwashed, lied to, whatever. I feel like the best way forward right now is just making fun of everything, laughing at the ridiculousness, without trying to change anybody, without trying to help anyone into your reality, especially if you've been paying attention for a long time. You can't catch people up now. There's no way to catch people up now. They truly believe everything that's happening. And if people haven't been paying attention long enough to put the pieces together that are right in front of them, you just have to let that go. You just have to let them go. They'll see later. The attachments that you have to your friends and family are really holding a lot of you guys back. Your worries about experimental injectable Molotov cocktails and other things, those worries that you have, you're holding yourself back from your own highest potential existence. And, allow yourself to move into your highest vibrations. Allow yourself to just go, to just walk out of, as AJ called it, the corral that you created with your own mental thoughts at the suggestion of, whatever you want to call them, New World Order, elite globalists. AJ calls them the manipulators. I like that the best. People think Agenda 21 is conspiracy theory when it's out there. You can look up old video footage of Nancy Pelosi talking about Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030. And there's a website, nwo.org and stuff. It's out there. So don't waste any time talking any normies out of their reality. That's a waste. Just go. Just go. Just leave the mental prison that your ego has created for you at the suggestion of the manipulators, okay? The media is not supposed to call the election results. That's never happened. But it did. People believe it, and then they create it. That's happening so many places. You can't get upset, and you can't get mad at it, or you're going to slow yourself down. You're going to keep yourself in that corral with your mom and your dad and your aunts, your uncles, your brother, his husband, whoever. Like, no, listen. It's like, fuck it. Let it go. Let it go now. Let it all go now. Every single bit of it. We're doing a Course in Miracles. Thinking with the one mind of God. Seeing through the eyes of God. Relax. Set the intention. Hold the intention. Oh, let me talk about that for a second. All right. So I had this vision. I was actually in real life getting into the shower. But instead of that reality, I was actually in this other reality where I was being interviewed by a 20-something young Indian man. Like 27 years old. Indian man. And I was in like a studio. I could feel the chair. I could feel the air conditioning on my face. And he was asking me these questions, and I was answering them in a way that I would be really proud of answering. Like very yogi-like. Very spiritual, very guru-like. Okay, so this was a future reality. This was before my book was done. I was watching myself answer these questions. So let me tell you what he was, basically where the questions were coming from was, this guy had gotten onto renegade yogi stuff through a person who has left my group a while ago. Thrown a lot of harsh negative energy at me, but I believe that they have some sort of a mental disturbance. But they want to use the stuff that comes through me as a way of making millions of dollars. Okay, so this kid who was interviewing me was basically saying things like, aren't you mad? Because what had happened, his story was, he was following this guy that used to be in my group. in Texas. He found out about this guy in Texas. And he was following him, and some woman that this young Indian guy met along the way said, oh, that's not his stuff. That's that woman, Carla or something. Renegade yogi from Connecticut somewhere. And so this kid found me because of this interaction with this woman that he didn't even know. I think she was like like a stranger to him. So I saw the interaction. And he's asking me questions like, aren't you mad? Aren't you mad that he took your stuff and ran with it or whatever? And I was saying, no, because you might never have found out about me if it weren't for that person. And he says, I would be mad. And I said, you are mad. You are mad at that person who pretended to be that, like it was coming from him. But that person who you're mad at is the first bringer of the information that you were able to connect with. And I said, maybe you wouldn't have been able to connect with my information through me first. Maybe it took that person and the way that person was doing it. Okay, so you get the idea, right? He's still having a hard time kind of coming to terms with forgiving this person that he considered a big fat liar. Someone that he had found and thought was speaking all this great stuff. And now he was angry because he saw this person as a big fat liar. And I wasn't trying to call him this. He's like a kid to me. He's 27, you know. I wasn't trying to calm this kid down. I was very respectful of his experience, but also plainly, clearly speaking a truth that I could see that whenever this person kind of lit him up with the information, like he was in a different place than he became when that woman said, oh no, that's not his stuff anyway, that's this woman Carla from Connecticut. Okay, so I was watching my interview with this kid, this man, and I had so much love for this person, and I had no resentment at all towards the person who basically screamed at me in my backyard and projected all this stuff onto me that he was actually doing, which is fine because I was, it set me free. All these people that scream at me and then they leave my life, it's like, oh, it's so great because it's like they did it, They scream at me, they leave my life, and it's so freeing for me. It's so easy for me because it's like they always make my life better when they leave. So, very grateful. And there's one person in particular who has, just by your presence, has allowed me to see 3 people that I would have used time, energy, money on that really wouldn't be good. Can you please go back to school?
I'm hungry.
Okay, go grab something out of the pantry. But you really, please stay in school, honey. It's like, that's my personality. School schmool. But anyway, relax my stomach. Anyway, I love the person that has, through their existence, shown me who these people are. And they have, this one person has gotten me out of 3 different relationships that were draining, and I didn't see it. So for a moment of gratitude, I love you. You know who you are. You're beautiful, and you're going to make a really great life for yourself. Just calm and center, please. You're meant to do it all on your own. And I love you, I love you, I love you. And with that person, I've never given more than I could freely give. So if you think you owe me anything, you don't. Absolutely, you don't. Everything, we're totally square. The slate is clean, and I love you. And I'm on your side. I'm just not allowed to help, or your soul's going to have to put you back in another problem position. But you're doing great. You got this. And you and I are square. You owe me nothing. So please, if you have any idea that you owe me anything, just pull those weeds out of your mind. All right, back to this whole situation. Look at that thing. Okay. My dogs are so well trained. They love me. All right. So, this person, I had this vision, this young Indian man, really angry at the person who basically, you know, wants to make millions off of the information that comes through me. All right. So I had this interview where I didn't have any problem with any of it. Fine. I got out of the shower and my angels were like, well, and I was like, neat. And they're like, no, not neat. Finish your book. Get our information out through you. You're the channel we chose. We don't want people to be trying to use this stuff to make millions of dollars. So it was like lighting a fire under my ass. I was like, okay. And it wasn't like, oh, I own the information, or it's got to come through me, because they have given information through healings to people who have done beautiful things with their information, and they've taken a piece and they've made this beautiful lotus blossom out of one piece of the information that they really resonated with. And it was like, and they took it into their heart like a seed, and they planted that seed in their heart, and it's germinating and it's flowering and it's absolutely beautiful. And those people too are giving this information away. They have offerings that people can pay for, but I've seen live streams done, and they just took one piece. Can you please do school? Thanks. They have taken whatever was given to them through me, and they've made it their own, and it truly is theirs. It's beautiful, and it's so simple. It's so simple. And they make this little seed, this beautiful, simple seed, into this absolutely gorgeous lotus blossom. And I couldn't be prouder. I couldn't be prouder of the way that information has been used by this person in particular to do something spectacular and simple and relatable, and just do such beautiful things with it. So it's not that someone took my stuff and I'm sad. It's that this person wants to make millions off of what comes through me, and buy this, and buy an airplane, and buy a jet, buy multi-million dollar homes, and an island, and all this stuff, and this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. Now, some of that stuff could be, you know, from being manic or manic depressive, or all the pot, or all the pot and alcohol, or whatever. Like, they didn't follow the plan that I had set up, which is fine, but people don't have to follow the plan that they pay me to give them. They don't have to, it's fine. But the information that comes through me is being used to try to make millions of dollars. And I was a co-conspirator in the beginning, not because of the millions, but because this person wants to see themselves on stage talking, like being a Tony Robbins type of deal. And I was creating a path to that person creating that scenario, not judging the wealth aspect at all. That wasn't it. I was, because I said, you know, let's see, how much do I want to share? Part of the plan was to purchase outright a condo and get a regular job and put all the money in the bank to draw off of and to create the platform so that it would be easy, okay? And they could manifest from an easy place where all the bills are covered and all this. So money is part of the empowerment plans that I channel for my clients. So it's not, I'm not just like, think happy thoughts and manifest your reality. No, I say this, sell this. I help people through divorces. I help people, money's part of it because time, energy, money are your only resources. So when I help people one-on-one and I do sessions for people, we take into account the resources available. Okay. So this person, I took into account the resources they had available and I created a plan, and they wanted to do all the happy fun stuff, like go test drive brand new cars, but not the stuff that they didn't want to do, like go look at cheap condos or inexpensive condos that will work and get a real job and this. They just wanted to look for the multi-million-dollar homes now and try to create some sort of a platform now. So they created a page on Facebook and they're doing videos now, and I have blocked this person because of how they have a scary energy, frightening, really. If you could think of someone who wants to make millions of dollars and cut corners and you know, use what I've given them and then hate me, it's like, it's not a good formula. You know, it's just not a good formula. But anyway, I did see some stuff way back, you know, in the summer maybe. And I was like, wow, they're getting all these likes. And it's like, what bothered my guides and whoever gives me information was that the information was not being honored in any way. It was being sandwiched in between hatred. And this person is clearly a follower of Q, which is fine. I love all the Q followers. I love the whole Q movement. I love it all. I found Q on 4chan years ago, 2017. My guides were like, Google what happened to Shia LaBeouf. So I Googled that, found out about 4chan. That's how I found out about 4chan. I ended up showing my son that whole story because it's just so funny about how people on 4chan, who are called Anons, 8chan, whatever, too, came later. But I found 4chan and I started using it years ago when I found myself talking too much to the checkout people at Stop and Shop. I don't usually go to the Stop and Shop, but I could feel this girl like, oh God, I wish this old lady would stop talking to me. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to stop. What the hell? And then I went on 4chan and they have advice boards. So if I needed to talk, if I found myself talking too much, because I wasn't going out at all then, because my kids were little, and I'm not a big drinker, you know. I used to love to go to concerts, but there's just too many normies now. I can't do it right now. It just lowers my vibration too much. I could just feel, empathically, I could just feel too much horse shit. And it's like, I don't want to be there. You know, people assume because of the way I look or what I do that I hate Trump as much as they do. And it's like, they want to start from there. Let's go from here, like as if that's a fact. You know, because they don't really know the deeper shit that's going on. They don't know about the executive order. They don't know that we've been in a declared state of emergency for human rights violations worldwide. They really don't know, which is fine. But at this moment in time, and for the last few years, it's gotten progressively worse. And now it's at an all-time high where I'm very, very careful who I'm around because it's very depleting, and I really want to be available for the higher vibrations with my group. Anyway, back to this story. Whoever gives me this information doesn't like it to come through people who just want to make millions off of it and who sandwich the information with hatred. That's what's happening. And then they act all, yeah, woo, yeah, we're so chill. But it's like all this hatred, all this like pent up aggression is right there. And it's sickening to me. And my guides want me to bring forth this stuff, not that person. And that person wants to do what I do. I can't say how I know that, but they want to do what I do, and I know that. But they want to cut me out of the equation because they know they're just trying to rip off everything I do, which is fine. It's fine with me because I zoom out so much. I really don't care, right? I'm not upset about it. But where my information comes from, the beings that my information comes from, are not happy about this at all. And they don't appreciate renegade yogi stuff trying to come through someone who is hateful and psychotic. And I have people who have shown me videos that this person makes, and you could just feel he's psychotic. Okay? Now, there's many, 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 many psychotic people on the planet. So I'm not worried about this. I'm just saying this information now because I feel like being completely real with my group. In my book, I wrote about how if your intention is not to kill the ego or deconstruct the ego or steamroll your ego, then this information is used, it's weaponized. And that's exactly what's happening with this psychotic individual. My information, or it's not my, well, I guess it's mine, because it was given to me. You know, just as the person who I gave a healing to took in a seed from what I said, planted it in her heart, and now it's this beautiful lotus blossom, and now that's her deal. That's her, I don't know, she could call that her mission, but that's hers now, because she took in the information and she planted it in her own heart. And now she's sharing the information as a free gift. Not that it has to be free. It doesn't have to be free. It's fine to charge, but she's working with it in a high vibrational way. When she first started offering it, she was just doing these live streams and she was just doing what she was moved to do, and she wasn't charging people. Now, she may move into a position, and she may have already done it, where she does charge people. But she's honoring the information. She planted a seed in her own heart, and it's beautiful. And she's making a piece of information that came through me more beautiful by blowing it up, by expanding the simplicity. And when I watched her, I watched one of her videos, when I watched it, it was mesmerizing. She totally had it. And what she was doing had nothing to do with money or trying to make a killing. It was all just, this is moving me and I want to share. This is moving me and I want to share. And so for my guides, where the information comes from, they wouldn't ask for more than that. They can't ask for anything more than that. Okay. Okay. So in my book, after I had that sequence where I was in that interview that wasn't really happening, but could happen in the future. It just might happen in the future. And then I had some other things happen. I realized then, because I was like, okay, what do you want me to do? Well, I have to zoom in. And I was like, this person who you guys don't like, is getting hundreds of views and hundreds of likes, and I'm not getting that, you know. And so then looking into it, they're like, click on the button. So I click on the button. So it says like 318 whatever interactions and only 3 names, because they're paying for these. They're paying for likes. And so this person wants to shortcut, and they're probably lying to themselves, but it's like, you know, if it's not their information, at some point, someone's going to ask a question, and the information is going to come up short because it's not coming through the person who is actually coming through. So I'm not worried about getting ripped off or anything like that. But I do have people showing me videos once in a while, and it's very, it makes my jaw drop, but it is a little funny. And I'm going to wrap this video up now with, you can't worry about anything that you think is happening. You just have to calm and center, bring your energy back to yourself, focus on your own. All right. Okay. So one thing I've stopped talking about. So this person, and so QAnon, it's not QAnon, it's Anons are on this anonymous board. So 4chan is one of the anonymous boards available to people. Anybody can go on the Chan boards. You can go on there. People have come out and said who they are. And, you know, Isaac Cappy was on there. He got killed. Anyway, people have been sharing information anonymously since the internet began. That's why so many people can see right through what's happening. And they just have the sense to keep their mouths shut. Okay. So this person or persons or group began posting under the tag Q the end of October 2017. And then December 21st, 2017, we got the executive order for human rights violations. They have been, so then people thought it was a LARP. And then the Q just kept posting questions that could be answered with open source information. So all the other Anons who wanted to participate, they are called like bakers, and there's breadcrumbs, drops, whatever. So Q would post questions, and then Anons would answer the questions, and then Q would repost whatever somebody got right. One of the bakers would get something right, Q would repost it. And then people were making charts and graphs and all these things, connecting dots, connecting all of these things, following the breadcrumbs, whatever. And then Q would repost. And then some kid, Austin, came out and said, he's Q. And then the mainstream media has pretended to try to figure out Q and turn these people into psychos. If you understand what's really happening is, and then other people think that QAnon, Q, is a psyop. It's a fake military psyop because it keeps saying, trust the plan, trust the plan, trust the plan. Like, don't do anything, don't do anything, don't do anything. All right? Either way, whether it's real or fake, okay, it has still become a way of gathering human beings into a collective reality. There's many, many realities. I mean, look, some people think Biden's president, and some people think Trump is still president, and the military is in charge, and that arrests are going to happen, and that Trump's going to be sworn in as the 19th president under the original 1776 Constitution because of the law of 1871, where Ulysses S. Grant was the last real president before the Act of 1871 turned the United States into a corporation, and now all the human beings with all their social security numbers are just products of the corporation, and the corporations, you know, through passports, whatever, non-freedom of movement. And this goes hand in hand with the Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, where all human beings are tracked and traded between corporations. Okay, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. I'm just saying There are people with completely separate realities. If you live in a country and some of you think that one man is president and another chunk of people think a different man is president, and you're on the same day, you're in different realities. So that's all I need to know is like, look, calm down. Leave the fray, okay? Leave the fray now. We're going to move into the new paradigm. We don't need anybody to come with us. We don't need to share, you know, you move you, just like AJ said. Get out of the corral that your ego has created with this suggestion by the manipulators, okay? So if we just take for one example, the media calls the election for Biden. Okay, fine. I don't care whether or not that's true. I don't mind whether or not that's true, okay? It might be and it might not be. And so since some people think it is, some people think it isn't, I am skeptical, but I learned to listen, okay? I still want to create my best reality in this day and time so that my future self is proud of me. My future self is thankful for the way I'm choosing to spend my time, energy, money now. I'm not upset about this person who's trying to make millions off of whatever comes through me. They watch my videos, they thumbs it down. I know who you are. I know who you are. If you remember, I psychically got information for you. I don't care what you're doing. But other people do, and they don't like it. And the guidance that comes through me, they don't like what you're doing. Make up your own crap. You know, I don't care, okay? But it's not karmically good for you what you're doing. It's not good for you karmically. You're out of integrity, okay? I don't care. I don't care. You know, and in fact, when I saw that interview with the Indian guy, I was like, you know, you probably wouldn't have found me without that guy hooking you, however that happened. And then you found out through this lady. I trust that the universe has my back. I trust that God has my back. And whoever's meant to be in my group will be in my group. And somebody like doing it half-assed, they get their own group. Fine. I'm not worried about it because I'm getting new stuff every day. I get new stuff every day. And I know what I really want to do is write books for my brand new Airstream and give talks and channel events. So I'm going to do just fine. Anyway. Okay. Okay. All right. So whether Q is real or fake, whether Biden's president or Trump, whether, you know, whether this, whether that, whether this, whether that, it doesn't matter. It really, you want it, it's the 10% of the iceberg above the water. Okay, it's what you can see. It's always the smaller thing happening. The 90% of the iceberg below the water is spiritual existence. That's what matters. That's what matters. I swear to God. I don't say that very much, but I swear to God, your soul growth is really the larger thing happening. Okay? And you know, we really just want your future highest vibrational potential self to be proud of what you're doing in the now, in your now, right now, using your time, energy, and money to move yourself, shift yourself into the higher vibrational reality. Now, relax, calm and center. There are other people, patriots and otherwise, you know. Somebody posted something like, I just saw something. I've heard a lot about how this administration plans to take guns away from law-abiding citizens, but nothing about how it plans to take the guns out of the hands of criminals. You know, and I made a video called Patriots Have Not Yet Begun to Fight. And the QAnon stuff makes people go, trust the plan, trust the plan, trust the plan. Trump's going to come. Trump's going to, all this is being orchestrated by Trump. You know, and I've said to myself, I've thought to myself, in Agenda 21, liberals get the bullet first. So the emotional, loudmouth liberal left is used to push this dystopian agenda, you know, of all this crap. It's just easy to laugh at, really. You know, it's easy to laugh at. Pushing, you know, trans women or women too, and you don't play it out far enough to see that women are going to get erased in women's sports. After you fought so hard for Title IX, you're calling gay and lesbian women transphobic because they don't want to sleep with women that have penises. It's like, and women-only spaces. And, you know, women getting raped in women's shelters by trans women, and women getting raped in prison by trans women, and women getting their skulls, you know, cracked open by transgender women in sports. It's all there. Like, I'm not making anything up. Hopeful. So, whatever. Right, Max? Whatever. Let it all go. Walk away, and mentally leave the ridiculousness of what is happening in the 10% above the water, that iceberg. The physical world reality is always the smaller thing happening. There's always a 90% spiritual reality available for you. No matter what happens to you in the physical plane of existence, there's always a 90% reality simultaneously happening. And if you can direct your energy there, your time, your energy towards that, and, you know, leave the corral that your ego mind has created for you to be a victim of anything at the suggestion of the manipulators. Okay? So at the suggestion of the manipulators, just one of them would be, everybody needs to get this injectable, experimental Molotov cocktail. Everyone needs to. But everybody keeps, you know, needs to still wear masks and still social distance and still not go see old people and still do all the things, you know, and then, so there's some free thinkers that are, you know, used to living in a higher vibration of freedom that are like, this is bullshit. Okay? I understand where you're coming from. I really do. But you're the people I want to help. You're the only people I want to help right now. I'm not saying it's not bullshit. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be scared for all your normie friends and relatives that are like slapping their veins and can't wait to get it, okay? I'm not saying that you shouldn't be upset. Maybe I am. Let me see. Hold on one second. I guess I am saying catch yourself when you are upset and remember that if you get upset about this, it means you're putting yourself back in the corral. You're going to fight with the low vibrational normies, the people who are afraid. You want to try and fight them out of their fear? You want to try and fight them out of their anger? Stop. Stop. You know? Do you want me to use my energy to fight against someone who's trying to rip me off? No. That's a waste of my time. It's a waste of my energy. I don't care. I get new shit every day. I get new things in my mind every day. I just came up with this plan to move to Mighty Networks. In March, I'm going to move my energy off Facebook, right? I come up with new crap every single day, and you will too. Just stay in the higher vibration of freedom, gratitude, and empowerment. When you get mad, you're back in the corral. You're back in the mental corral made by your own ego mind. At the suggestion, it's just like hypnosis. It's a suggestion by manipulators. The media is not allowed to call the president. Okay, fuck it. Let it play out. Let it play out. Because it could just be that Agenda 21 is playing out now, live and in color. It's just like Black Mirror season 6 is playing live all around us right now. It could just be that Agenda 21 is being played out in a controlled environment. And that instead of liberals get the bullet first, what ends up happening is that more people become enlightened, woken up to the nonsense. You know, it doesn't matter if QAnon's real or not. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter who's president right now. I know that's hard to believe, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, I gotta make some plans because the snow's getting worse. All right. Okay. I love you guys so much that I'm zooming in to the real world for you guys. I don't give a crap about anyone stealing my shit. I don't give a crap about people who want to stay in the corral, the normies. I don't give a crap. I can't help those people. I can't help them. I don't want to help them. I could help them by not disempowering and enabling them. And that's how I'm going to help them. All right. I love you. And I'm going to be handwriting my book, and it's going to be available that way. And 3/3, you know, on March 3rd, Wednesday, I'm going to channel AJ at River's Edge Reiki. So I'm excited to have have someone help me. So I don't have to look at a screen. I can just stay with the information and channel way more clearly, powerfully, quickly, da 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 da. And I love you so much. I love you so much. Leave the corral. See with the eyes of God. Think with the mind of God. It's available to you. The new paradigm is incredible. You're going to love it. Come play with me. Come play with me in the new paradigm. Love you.